Hello, we are watching the news broadcast daily and following today's headlines.
More than 1,200 fishing vessels in southern Cà Mau province head out to sea with her first successful first catch of the year. The first thing tourists experience when they arrive in a country is the food. They can learn a lot from what they eat. Miniature books and their delicate appearance inspire a painter. He himself makes and collects them to fulfill his love.
While the nation enjoys date on February 12th, third day of the 2013 Lunar New Year, more than 1,200 fishing vessels from Sông Đốc town, Trần Văn Thời district of southern Cà Mau province, headed out to sea with hope for successful first catch of the year. Let's take a look.
Earlier, more than 1,000 vessels from Sông Đốc town welcomed Tet at sea since February the 3rd. Sông Đốc holds an important economic position in Cà Mau province. Therefore, the local authority will prioritize the development of offshore fishing and reorganize the activities of fishermen to increase catch size and improve security and order at sea. Sông Đốc has the largest fleet of fishing vessels and fishermen number when compared with other localities in the country, with around 3,000 boats and nearly 25,000 fishermen. Offshore fishing will help improve the lives of fishermen in Sông Đốc and help Cà Mau province fishery sector land 350,000 tons of fish in 2013, worth $1 billion.
The first thing tourists experience when they arrive in the country is the food. They can learn a lot from what they eat. It can explain the cultural values of a nation. Let's take a look at how international guests think about Vietnamese cuisine.
A long queue of customers at a pho shop is a familiar sight for residents in the ancient quarter of Hanoi. On a day close to the Lunar New Year Tet, this restaurant received a group of special guests. There are international chefs from the US, France and Indonesia. Despite the long queue, they show no sign of impatience. For them, tasting Vietnamese pho is an experience that cannot be mixed.
I've never had pho like this before. This is really tasty. They have some in the United States, but not like this. It doesn't have the same flavors. The noodles are whiter in the United States. These are very thin and delicate.
My second time tasting pho, because near my town where I live, there's a community of Vietnamese, and sometimes I go there to buy fabric and with my friends, and so once we went inside in a nearby shop to try the pho, and it was very good.
After enjoying the traditional Vietnamese dish, the chefs asked a local cook to take them to a market to discover what goes into the dish. They also learned to cook some other traditional dishes.
It's just incredible, especially when you cook with a master, with a lot of this gold medal that you receive, from the chicken honey and to the fur and to the pork. It just, I love all of those, and very interesting for me to see a different kind of mixture.
People working in tourism say food is one of the most important attractions for tourists. 2 of the world's top 10 street dishes belong to Vietnam, and that's quite something. It indicates that local cuisine is likely to become a national tourism trademark. It can be said that Vietnamese cuisine already has a firm place in international friends' hearts. Vietnamese traditional food is a balance of yin and yang. International students at my cooking class share the view that Vietnamese food is a wonderful harmony of meat and vegetables. It is not too hot, not too heavy, that is good for your health. Vietnam's cuisine was ranked third in a list compiled by CNN of the 10 healthiest ethnic cuisines, after only that of Greece and California fresh food. It shows how highly Vietnamese cuisine is valued around the world.
Miniature books and their delicate appearance have bewitched painter Nguyễn Thành Đàm. He himself made tiny, beautiful treasures containing knowledge of human being and also collected them from far and wide. Let's take a look at the painter's precious collection.
This is the Declaration of Independence of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, one of the most precious books in the painter's bookcase. It was even taken into space by Hero Phạm Tuân. Đàm made the book himself. He used giấy gió, a non-nylon paper, which is traditionally produced in many villages and famed for its durability. At that time, I worked at the Authority of Publication. I decided to make 3 books: The Declaration of Independence, Bình Ngô Đại Cáo, Proclamation of Victory over Foreign Aggression, and Hiệp Tướng Sĩ, Proclamation to the Officers, 3 declarations from different periods for Phạm Tuân to bring with him into space. Nhật ký trong tù, Prison Diary, printed by the Information Publishing House in 1989, is 5.5 cm long, 5.5 cm wide, and 1.5 cm thick. The 1989 comic book Satat by the Kingdom Publishing House is 6 cm wide, 4.5 cm long, and 1 cm thick. There are hundreds of Vietnamese and foreign books like these on his bookcase. The Manifesto of the Communist Party, written by Karl Marx and Frederick Engels, holds many memories for the painter. The 340-page German book was printed in 1978 and measures 3 centimeters by 4 centimeters. The book's cover is adorned by intaglio printed and gold-plated characters. I attended an exhibition in Germany in 1982. I saw this book in a second-hand shop. They had a number of books, and this one was unique. It was not cheap. I had saved some money to buy a quality German bicycle, but used the money to buy this book instead. According to UNESCO, a book that is less than 8 centimeters in width is considered a miniature. There are hundreds of miniature books on themselves. I collect miniature books for their compactness and delicate appearance. These books take a high level of skill and effort to make, so prices can be 10 times more than an ordinary book. To preserve these works of art, he made a miniature bookcase too. His bookcase is a bank of knowledge and a destination for his soulmates. We can see the essence of human beings through his bookcase, especially of the miniature book makers. I think the Vietnamese publishing industry should work with this kind of book to meet readers' demands nowadays. A number of people have offered to buy Đàm books, but he refuses as they have been part of his life for 40 years.
Life changes every day, and there are many differences to today's traditional Lunar New Year Tết festival compared to past dates. Despite each person's individual feelings and whatever the changes are, for photographers, Tết will always reflect Hanoian culture.
Tết in Hanoi in the 1990s, the photos taken by photojournalists De Bremer and Never the Wave have become rare. At that time, Hanoians were simple and unpretentious. Some people compare Hanoian Tết to a flavor that can be tasted and smelled. That was the taste of bánh chưng square cake, pickled onions, and the smell of the first day of the first lunar month. After a decade, Tết in Hanoi has changed through photographer Dũng A's eyes. The flavor of the old days remains, but the streets are more crowded. The roads have become smaller because there are so many people. The crowded and bustling streets are the atmosphere of Tết that can only be found in Hanoi. For Dũng Art, with 30 years of experience, Hanoi is like a jungle that never gets old. Photographers are moved by each angle. The girl has a new coat imbued with Hanoi's identity whenever Tết comes. I enjoyed Tết in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Da Nang. That in Hanoi is more interesting and extraordinary than in other places. Its uniqueness can be seen on the roads and in people's look and gestures. Nguyễn Tấn Vinh, a narrator photographer, is still discovering new angles of Hanoians with his camera. Regardless of his old age, he comes to capture beautiful moments in Hồ Gươm, the Salt Lake, almost every day. I see queues of people in a hurry to prepare for Tết, and the country's economy is different from 10 years ago. Artists capture each instant and change in the city. Despite changes, that images are imbued with Hanoi's culture.
This is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.